Allan, I'm looking at the details of this Doctor Strange and just amazed from head to toe, all of the details in leather, and I'm sure this probably took you tons of hours. Kind of go through what materials did you use and how you made it?
Well, these are all natural fibers. This is all heavy cottons and linens, and to give it a realistic look, they'll see costumes on television, movie, and they just think they look natural for some reason. It doesn't look like the clothes or costumes you'd wear for Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, there's a process to that, and we work with a lot of talented people. I want to give a shout out to Margot Brown and her crew at Universal, because they assist us on this stuff. They do all our aging and things. So once I create a costume, get everything down, we'll talk about how we're going to age it, what we're going to do. Some of the stuff we do at the studio, some of the stuff I'll send down to LA to Universal, and they'll take and age it. What we did with this is we start with stone washing. Stone washing, the same as you age your jeans. You know, you hear stone wash jeans, what does that mean? Well, it's just like polishing brass. If you're into reloaded ammunition, you have different types of aggregate, like rocks, stone, literally stones, a little gravel, and it agitates the fabric and makes it softer, ages it, scores it, and you can go from just a subtle lived-in look to blowing up and destroyed look. This was a medium stone wash. I think we put it through 3 times, and then it had some different dye treatments, dye washes and stuff. And then we took and lightened this up here with some chemicals, some bleaches and stuff to give it more, like it's losing its color.
The texture pop.
Different things. And then this was some more dyes. You see some rust, some reds in here, as if with clothing, you know, when it gets really, really old, it starts to lose some of its color, perspiration changes the color and everything. Well, that's the effect we have in here. So there's a lot that goes into it, and always use all these props, the leather and the weaving, all from scratch. This is all real leather.
Oh, wow.
Did all the copper pieces by hand. It's all cut copper, and then we take and go over, it's called copper topper. It's a chemical that ages the copper to make it look like it's been used. And again, with sandpapers and abrasions, you can take and make it look old. To get the same exact type of weave, I had to weave this by hand.
Oh, wow.
And we'll be bringing pictures showing how that I wove that, but because there was a lot of times when people are doing costumes for a film or something, they'll do what we call off the rack. They just buy something, hey, we got these, we got a lot of these, we're just going to use that. Well, the movie was shot 3-4 years ago. They don't have that anymore. Your chances of finding it aren't real good. So it's much tougher to remake it, particularly for, you'll see in the Captain Americas, every time you look at it, you see the leathers look different.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because they have to change it, because they don't have the old leathers, they're worn out, or so they have to remake them. The color's not quite the same. So those are all, when you're doing it for a museum or something, you want to get exactly what they had in the films. So you might have to do something like I did on here, weaving that all by hand. Yeah. Same with the boots. These were a particular type of boot. They don't have them anymore.
Oh, really?
So I had to do all the leather from scratch. All the ankle guards, new tongues, the stitching on the toes. They're all add-ons and stuff to give it the exact same look as the original piece had.
Oh, wow.
And so a lot of stuff. Much harder if you're doing something for the first time, creating a new character. No one knows what that character should or is supposed to look like. So it's easy, you know, to make something. All the Batman movies, they change the costume each time, different costume. So no one knows, like, well, we're not comparing it to the costume we wore last time, it's all new. Well, if you have to have, like Doctor Strange has been in his own movie, now he's in Infinity Wars, has the same costume in Infinity Wars he had in his last movie. Well, you gotta get that exact. You gotta get that same thing, the same colors and everything. And the colors you see on the movie are not the same colors you're going to see in person. If this is shot under hot lights, and I'm sure when you're filming this here, this is going to look a lot lighter on your film than it does in person because of the lights. You figure 2 or 3 stops up brighter than what you're going to make it. So you need to account for that as well.
Yeah.
With this, give it a little bit of flair. I also sculpted a Doctor Strange, head to go with it. It didn't look right with just a plain old
mannequin head.
Egghead thing on there. So gave a little Doctor Strange on that.
Well, from all the pieces, from literally head to toe, and the sling ring and the Eye of Agamotto and the cape and everything, I mean, this thing just stands out. And behind it, you have is that the Sanctum logo?
Yeah, the Sanctum window. Really need that to really make the whole display pop. We're trying to, with these museum exhibits, we want to put you in the moment. You know, and had to have that. So literally we built this the night before and got it up here. It was a little bit easier than what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Sometimes you luck out, and but this is one of my favorites here in the exhibit.
Well, you did a good job. It looks aged. It looks used. He looks like he's present and he's here. Let's go look at some more of the heavy hitters. We still got Iron Man. We still got Captain America. Let's go take a look at those guys.